Welcome. You're watching the 7 o'clock news here on CNC3. I am Bhavita Gopalcha.
I'm Kijan Haynes.
I am Jassi Marik with sport.
And I'm Jama Krambasad with your weather.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight. Community celebrating rescue of Jankee Sati Karim while police brace for retaliation threats after suspects killed.
Homeland Security Minister suggests 180-day no bail period and tougher sentences to combat violent crime.
Detainee challenges transfer to Sargassum claiming illegal detention.
Coming up in sport, Windies all-rounder Jason Holder backs his team to be competitive as they lock horns in the second T20 with Australia tonight.
The tropical wave is expected to bring more thunderstorms tomorrow. I'll have the details in tonight's weather report.
Under the cover of darkness, police moved in last night to rescue Jankee Sati Karim from her captors. 2 suspects are now dead.
One was shot at the scene and another was shot some hours later in Arima. The TTPS says it was a precision operation that not only brought Karim home alive, but one that exposed serious threats to officers across the country.
Now the Commissioner of Police says a criminal syndicate is now in its crosshairs. Annalisa Paul has this report.
Under the clear blue skies sits a darkness that is a house of horror in Rampanalgas, where Jankee Sati Karim was kept while she was kidnapped. The terrifying ordeal came to an end last night when she was rescued by police in what turned out to be a deadly experience for one of the alleged kidnappers. As the officers would have approached the house, the male suspect would have held Ms. Karim hostage, was armed with a firearm, and sadly the police officers had to use the use of force policy. And he was wounded and taken to hospital, where he succumbed subsequently. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara says Karim was taken to hospital to be medically examined before being reunited with her family. A female suspect was also detained. Later in the night, the top cop would confirm that a second suspect was shot and killed by police during a confrontation at his old Piaka Road home. Now, following a visit here this morning, villagers are telling us that while they're not scared to remain in the area, they were surprised to learn that the kidnapped victim had been in their backyard.
I like the really the first shot I hear. I said, well, like somebody pong something, and then after I hear all the rest of the shot.
When CNC3 News visited the house, besides the police, there were obvious signs of a recent crime scene, as well as the recent occupation of the abandoned beach house. In Valsine, where Karim lives, the streets were quiet, and while she and her immediate family members were not at home, a relative at the house would only tell us she is okay and recovering. Meanwhile, the community is celebrating.
Here we line up a little bit, that all the see the thing happen. So, many of them taking up money.
But all in all, celebrating the fact that Sati was recovered.
Yeah. We are glad for that.
In a major release, the police commissioner said following these operations, the TTPS has unearthed credible intelligence indicating increased threats to law enforcement personnel through planned coordinated criminal activity targeting both police and prison officers. He said protective protocols are being strengthened as all intelligence units remain on high alert and targeted countermeasures are being actively implemented to neutralize any emerging threats. Annalisa Paul, CNC3 News.
Now, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander is calling for harsher penalties against violent offenders and those with illegal firearms.
Tonight, Alexander recommends a 180-day no-bail period for illegal firearm possession with a mandatory sentence of 25 years to life upon conviction. Commenting on the rescue of Jankee Sati Karim at the fatal shooting of 2 suspects, Alexander said if criminals choose to engage police in gun violence, then police should respond with equal force. Alexander, former police officer, noted that law enforcement officers are within their right to use lethal force if attacked. The minister then commended Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara on the handling of Karim's rescue.
We have to treat the criminals in such a way. Either 2 things can happen. Either we incarcerate them, hopefully it will make sense, or if they in any way go after the officers or decide not to give up while they're armed with their weapon, then the police officer must use his use of force policy and treat to them. That is all it is.
Alexander added that measures to treat with crime must be twofold, with an aggressive approach in terms of legislation and policing.
Now, Alexander's proposals may go against previous complaints by the UNC, who, when in opposition, fought against laws which would have seen 120 days no bail for illegal guns.
A man accused of murdering senior counsel Detainee is challenging his transfer to a military facility in Sargassum. Earl Richards' lawyers argue these facilities, Tetron Barracks and Strawbells Bay Base, are only for short-term summary convictions, not awaiting trial prisoners. Richards' lawsuit against the Commission of Prisons and the Attorney General also initially cited denied access to his lawyers. In court today, both sides agreed to a consent order granting Richards virtual legal access within 24 hours and physical access within 72. The broader issue of his transfer's legality will go to a hearing later this year. Meanwhile, co-accused Raji Ali, whose separate habeas corpus case was rejected last week, has filed a new constitutional challenge. His lawyers were informed on Monday they can communicate with him via video conferencing. The Prison Officers Association is expressing concern with government's decision to place high-risk prisoners at Tetron and Strawbells Bay in Sargassum.
Now, in a media release, the association president Gerard Gordon described the situation as a mismanaged operation. He says they were led to believe that police and regiment would assume responsibility for the remandees. But instead, he says prison officers who were recently branded as corrupt by the Commission of Police are now tasked with this responsibility. Gordon complained that no clear operational procedures have been communicated to ensure order and safety, and there are no proper facilities for officers.
Yes, it's prison officers down there. So they carry them down there, and only to realize that no provisions were made for the accommodation of the officers. Last night, after 10 hours talking to an officer, they sleeping in an ambulance. Because what the area they tell them that accommodating them, reported to me, is in the same building that they hold in the individuals and the people who dealing directly with them have en masse, and there are no proper toilet facilities.
However, Gordon says the atmosphere in the prisons leading up to the state of emergency indicated that something was out of the ordinary.
There is active silence. That's the best way. Silence is silence. And when I say active, it's almost as if there is an attempt for the people to be quiet, more quiet than usual.
Now, Gordon condemned what he called the gross disrespect meted out to the Commission of Prisons, calling it both reprehensible and disgusting. He says it undermines the tireless work of the men and women of the prison service. The House of Representatives will hold an emergency sitting on Monday to debate extending the state of emergency. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar made the announcement to clarify reports suggesting the debate would take place on Friday. The SOE was declared last Friday after Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara warned the National Security Council of a coordinated threat from within correctional facilities. Intelligence revealed plans to target top officials. Key inmates were relocated and law enforcement operations continue. Under Section 9 of the Constitution, the President submitted a statement outlining the threat triggering Monday's debate. Now, government members, including Persad-Bissessar and Attorney General John Jeremy, are expected to argue for the extension. A simple majority could approve up to 6 months, but no extension beyond 3 months. Any extension beyond that 3 months requires a special 3/5 majority vote from both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Opposition Leader Penelope Beckles remains silent, but Opposition Chief Whip Marvin Gonzalez says the extension was expected, accusing the government of having no crime plan. He says the PNM will take a responsible stance on the extension.
Well, still to come in the news. CWU claims TSTT's CEO exit was forced, accuses government of political interference.
6 children evacuated after fire breaks out at a South safe house.
Coming up in sport, local cricket stars team up to bat against cancer. Welcome back. Antigua and Barbuda's Foreign Affairs Minister is tonight expressing regret that his country has been drawn into what he describes as a local political matter.
This follows claims by former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley that he was told that he was placed on an Interpol watch list after being detained at V.C. Bird International Airport.
Dries Polo has more in this report.
It was an unexpected stopover that's now making regional headlines. Antigua and Barbuda's Foreign Affairs Minister Chet Green is raising red flags over a perceived lack of a clear diplomatic protocol in the Caribbean, after learning that former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley passed through the country without the government's knowledge.
There were no preparations made, especially particularly Dr. Rowley passing through. And, that in itself is, where we have a concern, because we would like to know that our protocols extended to persons who have served this region, served in different European countries. And, we hope that this kind of thing would be one-off.
Minister Green was responding to claims made by Dr. Rowley, who says he was stopped by immigration officials at Antigua's V.C. Bird International Airport on July 13th while en route to Montserrat. Despite concerns raised, the minister says it's a TNT issue.
Antigua and Barbuda does not have any comments to make on this matter, which seemingly is even from Dr. Rowley's account, is a local political development.
One day after the Commissioner of Police denied placing Dr. Rowley on an Interpol watch list, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander is also distancing the government from the matter. Minister Alexander assured that neither the government nor any state agency had any involvement or hidden agenda in attempting to flag Dr. Rowley during his travels since demitting office on March 16th.
Just like everybody else, I am wondering from whence that came. We have no information about that. The government of Trinidad and Tobago did not put anybody, from my knowledge, on any watchable. I didn't say don't put anybody. Didn't put that particular individual on any watch list or anything like that.
The minister stressed that Interpol operates independently and the government will not interfere. Attempts to contact Dr. Rowley for an update were unsuccessful. Dries Polo, CNC3 News.
That takes us to tonight's People Say. Today we asked, are you concerned about Dr. Rowley's claim that he's on an Interpol watch list?
Here's what some of you told us.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPR.
I'm not a bit much concerned because as a politician or a member of parliament or a prime minister of a country, I think that you're supposed to have some priorities. And if he's on a watch list, he has to have a reason why. Because the country is on a SOS and it shares concerns of his safety, being in the country or out of the country.
Yes, I am concerned because as he said, he don't know what is the problem that they are calling his name. You understand? So I don't really think in politics, but I don't think that Dr. Rowley did what they said.
No, I'm not concerned because I know he did the whole email gate lighting, right? But I want Interpol to come and check him out.
I don't think there's anything that we should be alerted for or concerned about. I don't think it's anything to be really concerned about. I think it was, to me, it appears to be political mischief.
Well, from the point of view that he probably has something to answer about it. No, not worried. That's his concern.
If I'm concerned, no. I'm not concerned about nothing with Rowley.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPR.
Now, 2 weeks after it raised concerns over the possible firing of TSTT CEO Kent Weston, the Communication Workers Union is accusing government of political interference as it does not believe Weston resigned on his own free will. CWU's Secretary General Joanne Ogier says the union is concerned that government may be targeting other people within the organization suspected of being affiliated with the People's National Movement. She says employees have already been calling her, expressing fear over their jobs, and said the union is also concerned that strides made under Weston may be disrupted by the organizational shift.
They had to circumvent that rumor as it was placed then and actually give him a golden handshake and now term it not as a firing but a resignation. So when we saw the release from TSTT yesterday, it wasn't a surprise. We knew it was coming. That is the government's agenda. If you are not politically assigned to a certain party, then you goose cook. And the sad reality about it is, what is the government actually telling people now?
In response, both Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarath and Minister in the Ministry Clyde Elder have categorically denied the union's claim of political interference. Padarath tells CNC3 News he had no hand in the matter, adding that he has never met the new acting CEO Keno Cox. The minister also accused CWU of attempting to cause hysteria among workers over alleged job cuts. Padarath says he's not been informed by the board of any plans to dismiss workers.
There has been nothing political or sinister about Mr. Weston's departure, and that is the information that I have available to me. There has been no directive from the minister or the government with respect to any removal of Mr. Weston. As I said, I was advised by the board a day or two ago that there was a mutual agreement between both parties, the board and Mr. Weston, that he will move on to greener pastures.
Padarath said he is scheduled to meet the new acting CEO on Friday. He also indicated that he is open to dialogue with the CWU going forward.
Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarath says the full CPEP board will be announced by Thursday. Today, Padarath said that while some members of the board have already been appointed and are actively working, the government is moving to finalize the remaining appointments to ensure the organization's operations continue without disruption. He also confirmed that payments are currently being made to CPEP contractors whose contracts were recently terminated. Meanwhile, former Rural Development and Local Government Minister Faris Al-Rawi has responded to Padarath's call to break his silence over allegations made by CPEP CEO Keith Eddy. According to an affidavit, Eddy claimed he had been pressured by Al-Rawi to approve mass renewal of contracts without cabinet approval before the April general election. Speaking to CNC3 News today, Al-Rawi cautioned against what he said is the premature and politicized discussion of legal proceedings still before the courts. The Heritage and Stabilization Fund has performed well as it has seen a growth in its net value assets.
And in other business news, stakeholders say the 2025 Trade and Investment Convention has been more than just a trade show. It remains a launch pad for small businesses ready to scale, export and thrive.
More in tonight's Business Watch from Gisha Calesa Alonso.
The Heritage and Stabilization Fund is doing well. This as the fund's net asset value stood at US $6,087.9 million, up from US $5,390.2 million at the end of September 2023. According to the 2024 executive summary, the fund made most of its gains from stocks given the strong performance in major global stock markets over the year. During the financial year 2024, a total of US $369.9 million was withdrawn from the fund. Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal is confirming that government is in ongoing talks with several leading global energy corporations. He adds government is in discussions with major players to ramp up exploration and production within and outside of bid rounds. The minister made the comments in response to reports that the government is in talks with ExxonMobil to explore for oil and gas. In other business news, at the recently concluded 2025 Trade and Investment Convention, the spotlight isn't reserved for conglomerates. From artisan snacks to eco-friendly packaging, micro and small enterprises commanded attention. Business Watch caught up with some of these entities as they shared their hopes on what they want to achieve from the event. Sasi Albert, creator of local skincare line Heavenly Images, spoke of her plans.
Definitely I want to expand to colder countries because they pay attention to their skin, especially in cold weather.
Meanwhile, Jackie McKenzie, a senior business development officer at Jamaica's Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances Limited, was also at TIC and for a third time. She's hoping the results will be an expansion of customer base. While she too agrees that foreign exchange availability remains problematic in TNT, McKenzie is hopeful that a positive way forward can be paved.
The cry for several of our companies here in Trinidad is that they don't want to spend their forex, but we are going to see what we can do to see how best we can leverage that playing field where maybe Caribbean Flavors will have a Trinidadian account where they can spend TT, which would make it easier for them to trade in TT dollars as opposed to the Forex. But let's see where it goes.
Over 90 SMEs participated in this year's TIC. And now for a look at these energy and Forex prices. Geisha Kaulesa Alonso, CNC3 Business Watch.
Months after he was released from prison, a 23-year-old man was gunned down at a friend's house in Couva last night. Police say Shervan Lazarus of Calcutta Settlement No. 2 in Freeport was previously charged with larceny, possession of a firearm, possession of ammunition, robbery, and traffic offences. Since his release from prison, he had been under the supervision of the Freeport police station. Now around 10:25 p.m., Lazarus was at the house on Emerald Drive, Rostania. The masked gunman walked through the living room, past the others, and went straight to Lazarus, who was by the kitchen door eating. Well, the gunman shot him several times before escaping. Homicide detectives have not yet determined a motive for the killing. Meanwhile, a 52-year-old man lost his life on his way to his debut home last night when he was struck while crossing the highway. 52-year-old Clyde Brudu of Gandhi Village died at the scene. The accident occurred around 9 p.m. His relatives tell CNC3 News that he had been battling depression and addiction for several years and believe he may have been intoxicated when he tried to cross the Salman Hojoy Highway near Gandhi Village. The family, who asked not to be identified, say streetlights were not working at the time. The 43-year-old driver was treated for minor injuries, and the San Fernando Police Station are continuing inquiries. Well, children and staff had to be evacuated from a Children's Authority reception center in San Fernando on Sunday after a fire broke out.
Around 3:37 p.m., smoke was seen coming from a bedroom on the western side of the building's second floor. Now, an employee raised the alarm and workers quickly gathered the 6 children and got them to safety outside. The adults tried to put out the blaze, but it spread rapidly. Police and fire officers were called with firefighters from the Monrepo Fire Station extinguishing the blaze. Damage was estimated at $15,000 and it was confined to just one bedroom. In a media statement, the Children's Authority said caregivers and security officers acted quickly under its critical incident policy to safely evacuate the children, who have since been relocated to another facility. Families have been notified and assured of their children's safety. Counseling support is being provided to help the children process the incident. However, the authority says the origin of the fire is still unknown and investigations are continuing. Now, still to come in the news, state of emergency or not, stakeholders say Tobago October Carnival 2025 will be a bumper event. They're recording their highest registration yet.
We had an initially hot and sunny morning over most areas, despite some isolated showers over both islands. Isolated thunderstorms developed over northwest and southwestern areas of Trinidad from midday, but those conditions have now mostly settled, while most of the activity associated with this tropical wave is expected north and east of TNT. I'll let you know what we can expect coming up just after the break.
Welcome to the Tire Club, the Caribbean's largest tire warehouse. Coming to our warehouse, where we stock all the top brands. All major brands for cars, SUVs, 4x4s, trucks, tractors, all in one location. Top brands like Remax, Step Rising, Duron, Compassal, Fireman, and many others. Here at the Tire Club, purchase 4 tires, get free installation, free speed balancing, and a free complimentary t-shirt. Our expert team is ready to help, where quality, service, and value comes together.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A remuch, I wanna shop where go view. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. Marketplace Gulfview, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Konnichiwa, Watashi wa the mighty K. So I just want to sing a little example for you, what me and mommy make up. So start the music, DJ. I did take my supplements, yes I do. Oh my God, I'm really working for you. This help my body feel just right, so I can focus day and in the night. Their dreams need a healthy start, so I take care of my body in every part. Hey.
Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill you.
Hey, pretty lady. I see you looking for some hot sauce. Boy, move it. I have a man. See you. So you don't want no mother-in-law?
Attention valued shoppers, we are thrilled to celebrate 34 amazing years with you, our loyal customers. A huge congratulations to all our winners.
Hey, don't make joke. I know we're not shopping spree.
Snacks we buying, mommy.
Look, boy, come on, eh? Well, look how I just win a Caribbean getaway now. Rock back. Girl, I know we're not shopping spree, eh? Well, come on, help me now. You don't have a man? Later. Nah.
It's Southern Food Basket's 34th anniversary extravaganza from July 1st to August 31st. Shop and enter for a chance to win incredible prizes, Caribbean getaways, staycations, shopping spree, and the ultimate grand prize of a brand new Suzuki Grand Vitara.
So I hear Beta Homes has the best kitchens.
You heard right. We have Shaker style, modern Euro, and hardwood.
I like this one. Can I test it right here, right now?
Sure, but how are you gonna do that?
All right, you all, come inside. Are you ready?
Time to live! Oh, a spice rack.
Soft closed door hinges. Oh, this countertop's nice, well. It's hot,
So, what do you think?
Well, this 100%. I'll take it.
Build the kitchen you love for less at Beta Homes, Carney or French Street.
Don't forget, we are Food Basket Superstore right here in Arima. Come see for yourself. From stationery to household items and so much more. Right here at Food Basket Superstore in Arima.
I really love the variety. There's something for everyone here.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
Welcome back. 3 months after he warned that Tobago's windward coast was under siege from Sargassum seaweed, Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association President Reginald McLean says relief is finally on the way.
McLean confirmed to CNC3 News today that some of the specialized equipment promised under US $25 million United Nations Development Program initiative has arrived in Trinidad and Tobago. The funding, backed by Japan, is being split between 5 islands, with a part of the allocation designated for Speyside. McLean says the package includes 1,000 meters of Sargassum bloom, an aluminum barge with a conveyor belt, baskets, trucks, lifts, and other maintenance equipment. He confirmed that some of the equipment is now in the country, though he is still awaiting the final details on what has been delivered. Just last week, some of the island's popular west side beaches were covered by an alarming volume of seaweed. The THA took hours to restore the beaches like Store Bay and Pigeon Point, but within hours, another blanket covered parts of the shoreline. Jamak, it looks like that seaweed is coming into Tobago early for Carnival. What can we expect more?
I believe 2025 was supposed to be a very high year for the Sargassum seaweed, and when I was there a couple months ago, there was a lot of it. So I'm glad that they're finally getting the equipment from UNDP to assist with the situation. Barbados even has a conveyor belt in action a couple of days ago. You can look it up on Facebook, right? But now to the tropical waves. Let's take a look at the satellite. There are 3 tropical waves that I'm tracking. The first, number 17, is expected to pass this evening. But just to clarify, you don't always get rainfall along the axis of the wave. Sometimes you get it just before or a bit after, because it depends on several other factors. Now, just something to keep in mind. Tropical wave number 18 is out there in the central Atlantic, and it's expected to pass the island chain late Friday into Saturday. Then we have tropical wave number 19, which is really active at the moment with a lot of thunderstorms over there. Now, this entire area to our east in the tropics has a lot of moisture, so we'll be looking forward to at least some rainfall every day for the next week or so. Now, zooming closer into the region, there are a lot of thunderstorms ahead of the wave axis affecting the majority of the Lesser Antilles today. Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines are under a flash flood watch until that activity passes, with Barbados actually at an orange level for excessive rainfall. Closer to home, not much activity nearby, but we'll be watching the southeast for some of that moisture to come in. Now, just a close-up look at tropical wave number 18 out in the central Atlantic. I know some of you would have located the center already. It's just about here at the center of this nice swirl. This is just one indication that the waves coming off Africa are gradually getting stronger as we get deeper into the hurricane season. So the forecast for tonight, fair to partly cloudy with just some isolated showers. Overnight lows of 24 in Trinidad and 25 over in Tobago. Tomorrow, we can generally expect partly cloudy conditions with scattered showers and the medium to high chance of a few thunderstorms from the late morning into the afternoon. A few settled periods can be expected during the evening and overnight, but showers and the odd isolated thunderstorm can still be expected. Now remember, street or flash flooding and gusty winds can be expected during those heavy downpours. Seas are moderate with waves up to 2 meters in open waters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. Winds are expected to be out of the east-southeast at around 15 knots, but we can get a few of those gusts from the thunderstorms, which will also create some temporarily choppy conditions. Now looking ahead, not much change to the graphics from yesterday. Still the high chance of rainfall all the way through Saturday, with the medium to high chance of thunderstorms from tomorrow into Friday. Tropical wave 18 is expected to pass Friday into Saturday with some improvement by Sunday, but then we'll be monitoring the progress of tropical wave 19 coming in. Now, certainly some signs of the tropical waves getting stronger. It just shows that we're getting into the peak of the hurricane season soon.
Something to not look forward to, but Jean-Marc, let me tell you, your graphic was not looking good at all. I'm definitely not looking forward to the rain for the rest of the week. 5 minutes of rain in Port of Spain means flood, and a lot of it.
So I hope everything's calm.
Eases up a bit for the weekend. Hopefully.
Like an easy weekend this weekend.
Well, still to come in the news. Former officer calls for compensation for 1990 coup responders ahead of the 35th anniversary.
If you could see what the future holds, you'd see that while things change, you've still got it. You are strong, resilient, inspiring, and you won't be defined by time. You'll own every minute of it because you were made for more. Discover how Alive multivitamins by Nature's Way help you age vibrantly.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. Big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Sumitomo, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Feeling off balance? Your body might be missing AMPK. It's your natural reset, regulating how your body stores fat and processes sugar. Berberine Plus activates AMPK, helping your cells use energy better, reduce fat, and keep sugar levels in check. Berberine Plus, now at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide.
Discover a breakthrough in healthcare at Liberty Medical Center, where expert care is affordable. See top specialists in endocrinology, diabetes care, dermatology, psychiatry, psychology, urology, obstetrics, and gynecology. We offer ultrasounds, x-rays, and ECGs. With full diagnostic services, an in-house pharmacy, and compassionate care, you will leave feeling better than you came in. Visit us at 154 Point de Pere Road, San Fernando, or call 610-4562. Liberty Medical Center, your health, our mission.
At Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center, we're all about time. In fact, once you check in, there's no time to lose. Reconnect with a little family time. Make a splash with some pool time. Spend some treasured quality time. Or just immerse yourself in some quiet time. Indulge your senses at dinner time. We even have the perfect venue when it's your celebration time. So it's high time you visit Cruise Inn. Choose our day pass or call 607-4000 to make your dinner or hotel reservations or to find out more about our event spaces. Take a time out at Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center.
Where does disease start? It often begins silently. No pain, no symptoms, just inflammation quietly damaging your body. Our choice is food, stress, pollution, all feed inflammation. Chronic inflammation is the root cause of many modern diseases.
You can't go back in time, but you can start addressing inflammation before it becomes disease.
Omega XL is a natural inflammation fighter clinically researched with over 30 fatty acids and no fishy aftertaste. Available Caribbean-wide at pharmacies and health food stores. Call 1-868-225-0410 for more information.
Presenting the most modern pharmaceutical facility in the country, Food Basket Hyperfarm Pharmacy Food Basket Complex, Arima. We stock the widest range of health and beauty products, baby supplies, stationery, fragrances, and cosmetics. Our organic, sugar, and gluten-free products cater to vegans and the health conscious. A wide assortment of dispensary medication and over-the-counter items at the most affordable prices. Make Hyperfarm Pharmacy your choice. Located on the compound of Food Basket Complex, Arima.
Welcome back. Tobago Carnival 2025 is still on track for a record turnout despite the current state of emergency.
The Tobago Carnival Association President Dexter Sandy tells CNC3 that planning is moving full speed ahead with no negative impact from the SOE so far. Masquerader registration has already surpassed last year's numbers, and organizers are expecting a higher turnout on the road this October. The association says carnival bands continue to receive strong interest online, and public response has been encouraging, even though some may have had a late start. He says he's monitoring security announcements closely and say the recent update from police last Sunday confirmed that the island remains safe. He pointed out that this is not the first time a major event has been held during a state of emergency, and that the National Carnival earlier this year took place under similar conditions.
Minister of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence Dominic Smith says as the country moves closer to digital-first governance, cybersecurity must be the bedrock of that transition.
At iGovTT's inaugural National Cyber Drill at UTT Chaguaramas today, Smith said the goal is to build a modern, efficient, and trusted public service fit for the future.
More in tonight's Tech Talk.
Tech Talk, brought to you by Flow. We keep your rhythm flowing.
For 2 days, government, cybersecurity stakeholders and students will participate in the first National Cyber Drill. The drill held at the University of Trinidad and Tobago in Chaguaramas is set to help participants handle real-world cyber challenges by sharpening their skills, building capacity, and reinforcing collaboration between the public and the private sectors. Minister of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence, Dominic Smith, said the training is crucial for the next step the country plans to take.
It's really not merely a technical exercise. I don't want us to leave here thinking that this is just business as usual. It is not. It's a milestone for our government, and it's part of our foundational agenda.
Smith told the 80 participants that while the goal is digital-first governance, earning and maintaining citizens' trust is just as important.
What are we trying to accomplish? We're trying to build modern, efficient, trusted public service for the future world.
The minister said cybersecurity can help foster trust, as it's more than just a technical necessity, but a core pillar of public trust and good governance. In October 2023, international hackers RansomX announced that they infected TSTT with ransomware and stole as many as 6 gigabytes of its data. Over 1 million records of personal information belonging to customers were dumped on the dark web. Smith said citizens deserve seamless digital-first experiences, as he shared that back before he became minister, he attempted to use services digitally but was unsuccessful.
With every new online service we launch, we enter into a new dimension of the social contract. We are asking citizens to place their sensitive, personal, and commercial data into our custody. We're asking them to give us the benefit of the doubt. We're asking them to give us that trust.
The minister says studies have shown that when citizens trust digital platforms, they are more likely to use them. Otto Carrington, CNC3 News.
Tech Talk, brought to you by Flow. We keep your rhythm flowing.
From Tech Talk to sport, Jesse, I understand there's some hope in the West Indies camp.
Yeah, certainly there is, Bavita. They take on Australia a little bit later on tonight, but we also have some other news. After sweeping the top domestic football titles, we chat with the Defence Force hierarchy about their secrets to success. And she's still got it. Venus Williams still has that winning touch at age 45. Stick around. Details next.
Protection that moves to your beat. Protect your home with Armor Security. With 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response, you and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Sign up for the Protector or Commander package today and get a free security camera and installation. Armor Security, powered by Flow, in partnership with All Pro Security. We keep your rhythm flowing. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Is high blood sugar the root cause of diabetes? Most people think high blood sugar is the problem. The truth, it's inflammation. Insulin resistance is the root cause of diabetes. Reducing that inflammation is key. Omega XL is a natural option. Not fish oil, but a patented green-lipped muscle extractor with over 30 fatty acids, including EPA and DHA. Clinically studied, backed by over 30 years of research. Stay tuned.
Omega XL. Power your health.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic for everyday low price. Things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A real much you wanna shop for go view. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. Food Basket. Marketplace Champlain, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
It's Christmas in July at Bright Ideas, and we're turning up the heat with our biggest event yet, Slay the Savings. From tents to tables, your favorite store is packed like a Christmas tree with real deals on stuff you actually want. Kitchen, bedroom, decor, and more. From mega combos to unbelievable discounts to once-a-year deals, it's all out and ready to grab now. Every day, check out Facebook and Instagram to see what we're unwrapping next. Can't make it in store? No problem. Shop online at brightideyashomestore.com or download the Bright Ideas mobile app. It's festive, fabulous, and only while stocks last. Bright Ideas, Slay the Savings is on.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dream, join the team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed with Rand Credit Union. You can believe that you can achieve it. Big goals, small ones too. Rand Credit Union, we've got you. No more waiting, that won't do. Make someday today. One life, so make it good. Live the way you know you should. With Rand Credit Union, yes you could. Make someday today.
Live your best life today with Rand Credit Union.
Welcome back. It's time for sport. We'll start with some cricket news. West Indies all-rounder Jason Holder is confident his team will be competitive against Australia in the ongoing T20 series, which the Aussies lead 1-0. After Australia won the first T20 at Sabina Park on Sunday, the former captain is hoping to limit the Aussies' run scoring in tonight's second game at the same venue.
There was obviously a high boundary count by the Aussies, so I think if we can limit that, maybe cut a few of the 6s to 4s, maybe 4s to 2s or 3s, that adds up in the end. Having said that, I think our execution could be better, and if we execute better, I think that those margins could come down a little bit.
Holder is also hoping to give fellow all-rounder Andrew Russell a winning send-off in his homeland of Jamaica.
It'd be great to send him off on a high. It'd be great to send him off on a winning note, which I'm confident that we can definitely do. We've got confidence that we can turn it around. It's just one game in the series, 4 left, and his final game, we just want to go there and give everything for him.
All right, that second T20 begins in just a couple of minutes at 8 p.m. Trinidad and Tobago under-19 women's cricket captain Brianna Haricharan is grateful for the Cricket West Indies Rising Stars experience. TNT finished third in the 6-team competition, and Haricharan, who led the team in the absence of Samara Ramnath, shared her thoughts on this weekend's award ceremony.
It was a really good experience for us. We had a lot of new players in the squad this year, and they really stepped up to the tournament. It was my first time captaining, and I would say it was a good effort. It was a really good experience. We were able to secure 3rd place despite of 2 washed-out games, so I would say it was a really good effort from the team.
The players were awarded for their excellence during the competition, including Windward Islands' Natalia Phillips, who took the most catches. Most wickets was won by Nijani Cumberbatch of Barbados with 17 overall. Windward Islands wicketkeeper Kayla George and Catherine Bean Rosario of the Leeward Islands, they got the most dismissals. Leeward Islands all-rounder Saivani Kambala Pali was named the most valuable player of the tournament, in addition to scoring the most runs. The Americans scored 167 at an average of 85.5, and she also claimed 11 wickets throughout. Congratulations to them all. Minister in the Ministry of Health, Rashad Sicharan, says that he wants to see a collaborative effort between the Cancer Society of Trinidad and Tobago and the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. Sicharan made the call at the 2nd annual Batting Against Cancer charity match, which was held at the Queen's Park Oval on Saturday, where All Stars scored a 44-run win over the National Warriors.
Batting Against Cancer brought an array of cricketing talent to the Queen's Park Oval as the Cancer Society continues its fight against the disease. Society patron, President of the Republic, Christine Kangulu, was joined by the Minister in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Richard Sicharan, and Senator Philip Alexander. In his address, Dr. Sicharan urged the TNT Cricket Board and Cancer Society to take a page out of Cricket Australia and the McGrath Foundation.
And that is not until all spectators were paid, all sponsor holders are in pay, and there is millions and millions of dollars for cancer support, and specifically cancer nurses in rural communities in Australia. And I am asking the Cancer Society to partner with the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, and let's see if we can do that for at least one day of test match here in Trinidad and Tobago.
In the middle, Karishma Ramara gave Dr. Sicharan a glimpse of her talent with a well-bowled ceremonial first ball. When it got down to the real cricket, All Stars scored 149 for 4 from their 15 overs. Emirates rolling back the clock despite losing a yard of pace. Cephas Cooper hit this 4. He made 56 to lead his team to the total. But National Warriors failed to get to the target and were bowled out for 105 in 14.5 overs. But this one was not about winning or losing. Rather, it was about bringing a national community together to rally against a common foe. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
Thank you, Ian. Some football news now. This country's senior men's national team will begin its CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers final round at home to Curaçao on September 5th at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, as CONCACAF confirmed the fixtures for the next window last evening. The group fixtures take TNT to the Office, Jamaica's national stadium in Kingston, for the second half of the next international window on September 9th. In October, TNT plays Bermuda and Curaçao away on the 10th and 14th. And of course, they end that 6-match series at home right here in Trinidad and Tobago against Jamaica on November 13th and Bermuda on the 18th. Will we still be referring to them as the Soca Warriors or not by then? It's still left to be seen. Now, the Defence Force Football Club are the undisputed kings of domestic football. Almost exactly 1 month since their Tier 1 team completed a league and cup double, the Defence Force Tier 2 team brought home a league title of its own. Caston Cupid watched the Soldiers bombard Police FC in La Hoqueta on Sunday night.
Cleavon McPhee fired Police into the lead in the first minute of the final against Defence Force at the La Hoqueta Recreational Ground in Phase 2. After that early setback, the Soldiers wasted little time to equalize. Hashim Asia into the V, 1-1 after 6 minutes of play. 20th minute, Asia picked out Rundle Elcock. Home alone at the back post, 2-1 to the Tetron Terrors. 4 minutes later, Asia whipped in another dangerous corner. Aaron Kennedy avoided the Olympico, but picked up an own goal. 3-1 Defence Force rolling. They were really in the mood of putting on the flair. Tio Crovador with a no-look to Dwight Quintero, who made no mistake, 4-1 with just half an hour gone. It was getting ugly. Look how Defence Force nullified this attack and turned it into a goal. What a strike from Crovador, 5-1 in the 35th minute. McPhee, the Police captain, returned for his brace, 5-2 at the interval. The second period only produced 1 goal, and it's Kwalanson Archibald in the 89th, scoring Police third, 5-3 the final, as Defence Force finished the league undefeated, cementing their dominance of local football, adding their Tier 2 crown next to their Tier 1 team league and knockout titles for 2025. Early in the third place playoff, goals from Sean De Silva and Israel Joseph gave QPCC an early 2-0 lead against Malabar Young Stars. However, goals from Ronaldo Boyce and Ronaldo Francois brought Malabar level at the break. Giovanni Hospitalis gave QPCC the 3-2 lead in the 55th. Then Jaden McCree sealed the 4-2 victory 8 minutes from time. The Parkites leaving the season with something. Caston Cupid, CNC3 Sport.
All right, let's touch back on the Defence Force for a bit. The success of the overall football program in 2025 is certainly worth examining. Not an overnight achievement, Caston Cupid found out just how extensive their approach has been toward development when he gained access to the club's training camp in Tucker Valley, Chaguaramas today.
2025 was a season to remember for all Defence Force football teams. Their Tier 1 team played undefeated across all competitions, winning the league and knockout title. Their Tier 2 team cupped their league title and defeated 3 Tier 1 teams en route to the First Citizens Cup final, where their only defeat of the season was handed to them by their senior team. This level of success was orchestrated before a ball was even kicked.
We looked at the structure of the teams. We realized we operated as separate units, so we brought all of that into one. We started to basically mirror what we knew is the European standard, to see how we could apply that in our context, and that starts from the administrative part.
They brought in experts to work on players' strength and conditioning, making the preseason work intense but necessary.
So we brought in an SNC from Canada because we believe that a proper strength and conditioning allow the players to do the job that they have to do, and we'd have seen how that worked. First half of the season for the Tier 1 men, untouchable.
However, it's not only competitions and titles, but the club is working towards betterment of football in Trinidad and Tobago.
We're looking at academy status into the development of youths. So from one program to the next, to the senior team, to us getting a lot of our players on the national team, or even out of the country into other competitive leagues that will enhance players and enhance our pool for the national setup. That's what we're looking at.
Added to the success of the men's program, the women also played undefeated until the Wolf final against Club Sando, making it only 2 losses for the season from their 3 teams. Caston Cupid, CNC3 Sport.
Something special is happening at Tetron, certainly. Now, internationally, wins, appeals, and transfers make our roundup.
Venus Williams has marked her return to tennis after a 16-month sabbatical with a victory in the women's doubles section of the DC Open. Williams and her partner Hailey Batiste beat Clivie Ngounier and Eugenie Bouchard 6-3, 6-1 in the round of 16 to snag a first win on the court since August 2023 in Cincinnati. In football, Crystal Palace has lodged an appeal with the Court of Arbitration for Sport against UEFA's decision to demote them to the Conference League. The Eagles qualified for the Europa League after beating Manchester City 1-0 to claim the FA Cup. However, John Textor's ownership of both Palace and French club Lyon breaches UEFA's multi-club ownership rules. A decision is expected by or before August 11th. In the transfer market, Arsenal appears set to confirm Victor Gyökeres from Sporting CP for a fee said to be around £63.5 million. The teams are currently haggling over add-ons for the striker who scored 54 goals in 52 games for the Portuguese outfit last season. Meanwhile, Christian Mosquera will join the Gunners in Singapore after Valencia granted the defender permission to join them there ahead of his transfer to North London. Jovan Ravello, CNC3 Sport.
Well, Italy may have lost in their women's Euro semi-final today, but for a moment they threatened to upset the current holders with a goal which makes our sport high.
And that's the team that did not win, right?
Yes, they scored first and unfortunately lost the match.
Bavita could do that, man.
I think so. Well, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chabonas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
Retired Police Inspector Rupnarayan Arjun Singh, who was on duty on the day of the coup 35 years ago, is tonight calling for those in authority to support his colleagues who survived that deadly Friday back in 1990. During a joint tour of the Red House and the older police administration building on Monday in commemoration of the 35th anniversary, Arjun Singh said this year he'd like for those who fought for the country and survived to be remembered.
Firstly, there were people who lost a limb and suffered, and they should be compensated. Let's get straight to the fact. Let's cut to the chase. Okay? Right now, there's a colleague who has one leg and he's there. One I think, got a stroke. So these people who stand and defend this building and this country and this city, and they should be compensated. I mean, for what they did.
And even though it's been 3 decades since the Jamaat al-Muslimin coup attempt, Arjun Singh said he still has not gotten over what happened on that day.
No matter who you are, how trained you are, when these occasions of terror, sadness, and it brings about a certain amount of depression, you know, it relives, because these things don't go away. It is locked in a door behind a door in your brain. It don't, you know, it's like somebody in your family died. You don't forget that day.
But even with that reality, Arjun Singh said he will do it all over again.
Well, it's time to recap our headlines. Community celebrating rescue of Jankee Sati Karim while police brace for retaliation threats after suspects killed.
Homeland Security Minister suggests a 180-day no-bail period and tougher sentences to combat violent crime.
In sport, West Indies all-rounder Jason Holder backs his team to be competitive against Australia as the teams lock horns in the second T20 tonight.
And in the weather for tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms.
Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's newscast. I'm Bhavita Gopalchan.
I'm Kijan Haynes.
I am Jassy Marie.
And I'm Jean-Marc Ramprasad. Have a good night.